All right, in this video, we're going to talk about the Unit 2 Quiz 3 review that we did today. So if you're someone who still has questions, hopefully this video will help you out. So let's get started. All right, so we're looking at a whole bunch of football statistics here. So the percent of completions per attempt. Completions were, let's see, that was 4,123 per attempt. Per means divide. Attempts is 7,250. So when I do that, I end up with 0.569. All right. Now remember, this is where you take the decimal and convert it back to a percentage. So move the decimal two places, and it's going to be 56.9. All right. The percent of touchdowns. So touchdowns is 300 divided by the attempts, again, 7250. You do the math, and you're going to get 0.041. Move the decimal two places over, and you're going to get 4.1. Okay. The interceptions per attempt. Interceptions is 226 divided by 7,250. Your answer is going to be, for this one, 3.1. Now the average yards gained per attempt. So the average yards were 51,475 divided by the attempt, 7,250. Now remember, folks, and that is your answer, 7.1, that's yards. It is not percentages. You do not move the decimal at all with this one, so that's 7.1. All right. Now from here, you're going to use the formula for the um, quarterback ranking. All right, rating. Sorry. So here we go, and it's going to start off with a 25 plus 10 times 56.9, close parenthesis, plus 40, is 4.1, minus 53.1, close parenthesis, and then plus 50 times 7.1. All right? So again, all these numbers came from up here, and you're going to divide that by 12. Remember the way I told you to do this, and that is go ahead and put all of this in one line in the calculator and press enter, and then hit divide by 12. So when you do that, your answer ends up being 79.9. And if you got somewhere like maybe 78 point or 79.8 or something, that's fine, but you should be in the 79.9 range. All right, next one. Now this question, we haven't had this question because we haven't been able to solve for x, but this question in reality is just a big old algebra question. So first thing you're looking at is a fraction with the 12 as a denominator. I don't like denominators. I want to get rid of those. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to times everything by 12. So when I do that, the 12 gets canceled, and then I'm going to times this by 12. So my next step is going to be 25 plus, and I'm going to go ahead and multiply these out. I'm going to go ahead and do that just to save a step here. So that's 632 plus 204 minus 130 plus 50x is equal to 1,107.6. All right. Now again, combining like terms, I get 731 plus 50x is equal to 1,107.6. Now from here, it's just basic algebra. Subtract 731, subtract 731. You get 50x is equal to 376.6. Divide by 50, your answer is 7.5 yards. All right, next one. All right, this is a UPC. Remember, we times that by 3. That's the first step here. All right, the first step is to start off with every other number. So 0, 5, 0, I think it was 5, 8, 0, 15, and I'm going to get 15 for my step 1. I times that by 3, I get 45. That's my first step. My second step is adding everything that I missed. So when I add everything that I missed, that's at 5, that's at 6. I believe it's going to be, let's see, that's going to be 27. So step 2 is 27. So when it says after applying multiplying UPC procedure, it ends up being 72. Now, the check digit is invalid. I went ahead and told you. What should the check digit be? Well, I'm going to go ahead and do the shortcut. Well, if you wanted to do it the long way, put an X on that 9 and do all the steps again. Okay? But if you want to do it the short way, here we go. So 72 off to the side here, or down below, is between 80 and 70. In order for 72 to become 80, I have to take the check digit and add 8 to it. If I was to make 72 70, I have to subtract 2. So with that being said, go up to this and go, okay, if I add 8 to this, that turns into 17. There's no way this check digit can be 17. So we already know that's not going to work. Or if I subtract 2, I'm at 70. I'm sorry, I don't know where 70 came from. I'm at 7, sorry. So that's going to work. So my check digit will have to be 7. Now, again, if you were to scratch this out and do it all over again, your answer is going to be 7. So this is just a shortcut. So just keep that in mind. All right, now we have another UPC. So the UPC, again, starting with this number, skipping every other one. Add all those numbers up, times it by 3, you get 78. All the numbers that you skipped, the ones I'm kind of putting a little hash over it, you're going to just add those and you get 23. So I add these two together and I'm at 101. Now this question here was just like the one we just did. All right, was the UPC valid? No, it was not. What should the check digit be? Well, again, you can scratch that out, do all that again. Or you can do the shortcut way, and that is off to the side here, I'm at 101. I can be at 110, or I can be at 100. If I'm at if I go to 110, I got to add 9. So that means if I add 9 to a check digit, I'd be at 18. Again, that's not going to work. All right. Or I can subtract 1, which means if I subtract 1, the check digit will be 8. Yep, that works. There we go. Drew Johnson's seasons are listed below. All right, you're going to use your formula for slugging average. So remember that we are going to times that by 1, times that by 2, times that by 3, times that by 4. All right. So when we do that, we're going to get 200 plus whatever 69 times 2 is. I wanted to say that's 130 or 138. That's what I was thinking. 138. Triples, 6. Home runs, 37 times 4. You get 148. All over the at-bats, which is 900. Divide all that out, and you end up with 0.547. Now, what is it, Johnson? Well, it should be. I know that's Davis. That should be Johnson. What is Johnson's total number of bases? Well, all you can do, really, is just add up your entire numerator. And there you go. 200, 138, 60, or 6 plus 148. You get a grand total of 492. Moving on. All right, applying the credit card, again, starting with the first number and skipping every other one. And then I'm going to times it by 2. And I get my first step, which is 70. Applying the credit card procedure, that is the 5 through 9. Remember, the ones that I already selected, I check to see which one's 5 through 9. So that 4, no. That 3, no. That 1, no. That 7, yep, that works. Put a star on that guy. Nope. Yep, that 5 works. Star on that. Nope. And that should be under the 9. Yep. There are 3 that were in 5 to 9 range. Now I'm going to add all the other ones that I skipped. That 4 in red. That 0. That 1. That 9. That 2. That 0. That 7. That 6. Add it all up. I get a grand total of 29. So 70 plus 3 plus 29 gives me 102. Was this credit card valid? No, it was not. What should the check digit be? All right, so again, one of these check digit questions. Let me clean this up a little bit. Now again, you can simply scratch out the 6 and do it all over again. You can do that and it'll get your answer. Or if you want to do the shortcut, off to the side here, I'll do this in green. Off to the side, I'm at 102. I could be at 110. I could be at 100. If I was to add 8, I would have to add 8 to this check digit, which gives me 14. That will not work. A check digit cannot be a double digit, so I subtract 2 from my check digit and I get a 4. That works. Check digit is 4. All right. Now, the check digit for the credit card is wrong. What should it be? All right, so I'll be honest with you folks. They should be the same thing. In fact, it's worded wrong. It should be, what is the check digit? So what is the check digit? So step 1, again, starting with every other number, add it all up. So that's 4 plus 0, 4, 5, 14, 14, 15, 15, let's see, that's 23, 28. All right, so adds up to 28, but I got to multiply by 2. I believe that's 56. Remember, step 2 is the 5 through 9 range. Let's see, 5 through 9. That is not 5 through 9. That's not 5 through 9. Oh, that's 5 through 9. Let me start that. That's 5 through 9. Start that. That's 5 through 9. That one wasn't. And that right there. 4 5 through 9s. That's 4. Step 3. All the ones that I skipped. So I skipped that 0. I skipped that 9. That's 9. 14, 20, 29, 0, 0, 0. So that's all 29. So 56 plus 4 plus 29, I believe that is going to be step 4. When I add it all together, that looks to be 89, I believe. So what should the check digit be? Well, it's got to be 1. It's the only way it could work. All right, next question. All right, so mean scores. I'm going to speed up a little bit. Most of you guys are getting this right. Mean score of all this is 85. 85 kept it simple by keeping it the same, times by 80. I then take the mean score multiplied by the category to get the raw score. So 34, 29.8, 4, and 16. Add it all up. I get 84. There's my answer. This one here, mean score, 74.3. There's only one midterm, 7. I want to take this, multiply by the category percentage to get the raw score. 37.2, 13.4. All right, he wants a 70. Start off with 70, subtract 37.2, which is the raw scores, minus 13.4. I'm going to get a number that I can't think of at the moment, and I'm going to divide that number by, in this case, 30%, which is 0.3. So what does John have to get on the final to get a 70 in the class? He has to make a 65, which tells me he already has a passing grade going into the final. Because if he ever has to make a lower grade than what he wants, obviously he's above a 70. All right, so we're going to take these and we're going to plug them in the Flesch Kincaid and Fog Index. Fog Index, if you remember, that is the infamous 0.4 with a bracket. The number of words is 160. That's a parenthesis right there, just FYI. Over the number of sentences, which is 15, close parenthesis, plus 100, open parenthesis. Number of complex words, which was 20, over the number of words again, which is 160. Close bracket. Remember to do the entire guts of this thing first, then multiply it by 0.4. So do 160 divided by 15, press enter, then divide it by 0.4. Your answer should be 9.3. All right. Now, what is the Flesch Kincaid? I'm just going to write it right up underneath it. You're going to be given the formula. The Flesch Kincaid is 0.39. Number of words, which is 160, over the number of sentences, which is 15. You will be given the formulas, which I think I just said. So really just needed 1.8 number of syllables, 300, over number of words, which is 160, minus 15.59. Squeeze it in there. Good. From here, you can put it all in the calculator at once, press enter, 10.7. So basically 10th to 11th grade. Remember that these answers here may not be exactly the same, but they should be similar. They should, meaning if one was 10.7, the other one shouldn't be 19. All right, so make sure you don't make that mistake. All right, at a sporting, all right, family, remember it's a family of 4. Tickets 4, Cokes 4, beers 2, hot dogs 4. 1 parking pass needs 2. Now this 0, oh, I'm sorry, I just said it. This right here just means it's a 0. That's a 0. All caps is 2 is equal to X. So very easily take this, multiply it. Take this, multiply it. Take this, multiply it. Take that, multiply it. 15 times 1, 2 times 0, 2 times this, and then add every number. Those are plus signs. Your answer is $240. So a family of 4 is expected to spend $240 at the game. All right. First off, program, it says hot dog. It should say program. All right, so again, times that by 4, times that by 4, beers 2. Hot dog is 4. Parking permit is 1. Programs will multiply by 2. Ball caps 2. All right, I don't think I can use this pen anymore. All right, 38.9 times 4. I'm just going to write it right down here. So 38.9 times 4 is 155.6 plus 4 times 575 is 23 plus 14 plus 375 times 4 gives me 15. I don't know why I put so many decimals in this, and I did a fraction or a video for it. Plus 2x plus 38 is equal to 273.60. All right, so I'm going to combine like terms. The like terms are anything without an x. I'm going to combine all that and this guy. So when I do that, let me extend my page here. I get 260.6 plus 2x is equal to 273.60. Subtract 260.6, subtract 260.6. That actually should be 260 cents, but we get 2x is equal to, I believe that's 13. And then I divide that by 2, and the cost of one program is $6.50. Now remember that this question here is not a continuation. If 3,250 families attend the sporting event, well, on average, they're going to spend $273.60. I'm just going to multiply these two together. So that means $889,200 is the expected revenue of each game. All right, hope you learned something. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.